Okay, so I just want to address this situation real quick. I am in isolation and going absolutely nutty. I had a crazy busy day at work today. I went to the hot tub, it started pouring, raining, so it's pretty cool and weird at the same time. It's slowed down a little bit now, but regardless. While I was chilling here, somebody shot me a video of Max, the Dreamcast guy, showing off his Final Fantasy VII remake, and he opened the case and the game wasn't in there. Or at least one of them was, the other one wasn't. And conspiracy theories started running rampant around the small YouTuber community where people are like, oh, is he lying again? Did he just make a fake case? Does he not really have the game? And I took a different approach to it. I was like, you know what? I think he has the game and he did this on purpose, but I'm going to go straight to the source and find out. So I hit up Max on Twitter via DM and I was like, dude, are you trolling us right now? Did you do this on purpose just to get attention? Because Final Fantasy VII Remake, when you open the case on your video talking about it, it wasn't in the case. It was Final Fantasy like 16 or something. And he's like, no, dude, I just literally was playing that game and took it out of my PlayStation 4 and put in the Final Fantasy VII Remake instead. And I just didn't think about it when I went to record the video. And I was like, oh, okay, simple mistake. And I guess it was far less nefarious than I had first thought about him. But a lot of people have some preconceived notions going into anything with Dreamcast Guy because he can have, in a certain light, a history of maybe not being entirely truthful with everything that he does. But hey, a lot of us who are YouTubers have made videos in the past that maybe stretch the truth a little bit. My point of this video is not to point fingers at Max. It's more to talk about a different aspect of YouTube, something that I feel like nobody ever talks about, and that is the behind the scenes, where I used to, as a smaller channel, try to find any breadcrumbs that I could and make a video exposing a certain person or pointing fingers at them and trying to get attention by just showing off a different perspective, something that maybe people weren't thinking about, maybe it wasn't entering their mind, maybe it was truly showing off something that was a lie or fraudulent. But more often than not, I found myself reaching. And I caught myself this time because, like I said, I'm not taking YouTube nearly as serious anymore. And I'm just like, whatever. Someone sent me that video. I thought it was pretty interesting. And I wanted to know the truth behind it. So I hit up Max and I was like, did you do this? And like I said, he's like, no. He's like, I just didn't think about it. And I was like, you know, a lot of the issues that I've had with YouTubers stem from the one fact of I was trying so hard to get attention that I would literally reach and try to find things to talk about any of these larger YouTubers just to get people to click on my videos. I would show their pictures in the thumbnails. I would talk about crazy situations surrounding them. And most of those videos, like it or not, would do better than me talking about a top 10 NES list or anything like that. Thanks, YouTube algorithm, for forcing channels who want to be successful to go that direction. But facts are where the clicks lie, and that's where it all was. That's where the attention is. The point of this is, I feel like if we all take a step back, I don't really think there's that big of a divide between YouTubers that we once thought existed. A lot of the times, I feel like just grabbing a drink and sitting down with these guys and chatting with them, it would kind of dissolve all the differences that we have and hopefully come to a mutual understanding of why we make the videos we do and the predicaments that we get ourselves into being YouTubers. It's not always a pretty picture. It's not always roses. Like, unfortunately, I found out to get attention, you needed to talk drama. And I enjoyed doing that too. So it kind of, if the shoe fits, you wear it. And that's kind of the direction my channel started going down. And to a certain extent, I mean, I still do that once in a while, but I try to avoid it because I feel like it's reaching for clicks and it's not necessarily what I want anymore. I just wanted to make this channel more just being real and telling you guys about the reality of what YouTube actually is from the perspective of someone that tried YouTube, did it full time for a couple of years, and basically didn't really get anywhere close to where he was expecting to. Wow, the light just went out. All right, I put the light back on. Sorry about that. So where was I? Yeah, so I was trying YouTube for a couple of years full time, and it didn't grow. And the only growth I saw was when I started talking drama, which frustrated a lot of smaller channels that have been doing this for 4, 5, 6 years and not really going anywhere, because they focus so hard on basic content talking about top 10 NES games or reviewing games or just things that people aren't typically searching unless it's like a brand new game. But as far as the retro community, good luck growing your channel on that. It is a mature industry, and you are not, if you're starting tomorrow and just doing retro gaming, you're not going anywhere. Like, some sound advice for new channels, by the way, like, focus on, if you want to grow your channel, what's new, what's hot, interesting topics of conversation surrounding that, and drama if it includes it or revolves around it. Point being, ultimately, what YouTube has become is channels have to claw and grasp at anything to get attention when they, especially when they're small, but even to a certain extent when they're larger now, have to do some sort of clickbait, have to do something so outrageous that people pay attention to it. And there's so many YouTubers out there that if you don't constantly keep them coming back day in and day out with all your videos, your channel will just evaporate and dissolve into nothing. Unfortunately, while you do have some people who care about you, the vast majority of viewers will just move on to someone else and forget about you very shortly after you stop uploading videos. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's the reality. And it actually doesn't even matter how many videos or subscribers you have. People will forget about you and move on to others. Like I said, there are exceptions, obviously, and I'm sure there are a few people, even for me, that would notice if I stopped making videos. I'm sure my Patreon certainly would. But there's people that watch everyone that would notice they'd be gone, but the vast majority of viewers are just sheep that just go on to someone else and don't care about what they just watched. They just want the information, the knowledge, the entertainment, and then move on to the next thing. That's what YouTube has become. And Google knows that. And I am going to spread the coronavirus in my pool. No, actually, I really don't have the coronavirus, but grabbing a beer with these guys would actually resolve a lot of the differences that we have. People like RGT85, and I talk about how he makes these generic eShop videos. Well, they get him 150,000 plus views each. So hell yeah, if that was what it was doing for me when I made them, I'd be making them as well. Like I said, I don't knock Sean for doing that. I know a lot of people are coming after me after I made a Humble Bundle shop sale the other day. They're like, oh, you made fun of RGT85 for doing this, and now you're doing the same thing. It's like, well, first off, I didn't make fun of RGT85. I was more frustrated at what the YouTube platform has become. Go back and watch those videos. There was not one point in time where I said, Sean Long shouldn't be doing these videos. No, I was like, hey, it's working for him. I don't blame him. And I figured, hey, this is actually something that benefits COVID-19. Why not make a video informing people about it? Because I'd want to know about getting a ton of awesome games for $30 before the sale time went up. So I figured I'd make a video on it. And it's just funny to me that what I was saying I used to do to the Dreamcast guy, people are now doing to me. So it's kind of come full circle. And I'm not even close to the subscriber count that Max has or RGT85 has. And I'm sure, like people know, people have knocked Wood Hawker, they've knocked Metal Jesus Rocks, I mean, everyone in the retro gaming scene, even the / new Nintendo Switch scene, haters gonna hate because that gets them the clicks. And I want these bigger channels to know that it's not necessarily out of like hatred, like per se. I don't hate anyone. I don't have this passion against these people like they're awful human beings. It's more of a, sometimes I'll make videos talking about what they could improve or what they did might come across the wrong way to the end user, but ultimately I'd like to think all these people have good intentions and they're good people and they enjoy gaming and enjoy sharing their passion with it. It's just funny to me how how these channels get mad or frustrated or take it personally when channels make videos talking trash about them. But these smaller channels, it's their only chance for attention and survival. And that's where the division lies, where these other channels will be frustrated. I don't want to say jealous, but I mean, imagine putting like 3 or 4 or 5 days worth of work into old school game review and having it get like 12 views, and then someone just shooting a video off the cuff, just talking trash about someone else and having it get like 800 views, 900 views, 18, 19, 2,000 views. Like, that's what we're dealing with. So the division of the community is some of the viewers are like, I'll watch what I want to watch and I don't care what it is. And then some of the creators are putting all this effort and not getting the views, and they're getting frustrated with what the YouTube algorithm is showcasing to people, and more importantly, what the viewers are clicking on and wanting to watch. So I understand, and I definitely can sympathize with the channels that work hard on these videos, but if it's content that people don't want to watch, then you're not going to get people to watch it. Like, it's pretty straightforward. And I'm not trying to be like rude or a dick about it. It's just kind of like, it's just me kind of spitballing on how I feel about this entire situation. But just to reel it back in to the main point of this video is what it takes is just having a beer with these guys. And that's what I feel like just happened with Dreamcast Guy. Like, I just had a beer with him, a virtual beer. Like, we were just shooting the shit, talking, having an interesting conversation about gaming, life, how he approaches YouTube. Like, lots of interesting things from a creator his size that I think could really benefit him tremendously if he actually made a video being real about who he is. I mean, he kind of built his empire, if you will, of 100,000 plus viewers, subscribers, off of video games and reviews and playing games all the time. And if that's what he wants to do, fine. But there is a human side, a human aspect to all these creators. And I think oftentimes people feel like the reviewers especially, or the gameplay YouTubers, are robots, where they are not a human being, where they just, their sole purpose is to feed you video game content. And past that, you do not give two craps about it. And that is truly unfortunate. That's not what YouTube was meant to be. It was meant to be about you, and everything else was kind of circumstantial to that, if you will. But anyways, I'm starting to ramble right now. Point being, I think both sides of the equation could stand to learn a little something here. The little guys will be always attacking you. That's not going away. And it might not always be because they hate you. Like, sometimes, yeah, some of these people are kind of weird and probably do hate you, but I'd like to think the vast majority of people that are critical of you are because they're trying desperately to get attention, and they are searching for any little instance of a hiccup that they could grasp at that straw and say, here's something that's wrong with that person. Here's why everyone should like me and hate them. And that's kind of the whole game. I know, because that used to be me. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video right there. Again, guys, I hope you are staying safe, staying home. Do not leave. This is a legitimately scary situation. The more I learn about the virus, the more I don't ever want to go outside. And honestly, I am hoping that that day comes where we can finally move on from all this. But until then, stay home, stay safe, Stay gaming and stay smashing. Peace out.